All right, folks, it's the last few minutes of the day, last 5 minutes here in New York for cash market trade. Just looking at some data before the close of the week. We are seeing the yield curve actually came down. It was at last night on Discord. I posted that it was steepening, and that if it keeps steepening, that we might see a rally continue. We did see a little bit of a rally, but we're definitely off the highs of the day, and I think this has something to do with it. We saw higher bids come in on the longer dated bonds than the shorter dated ones. We can just take a look real quick here. Let's see. I'm gonna take that off. Oh, by the way, this is gasoline and
Why can't I
oil.
hear you?
Yeah, Mitch, I'm recording right now. Put yourself on mute for a second. Um, Here is gasoline. So I showed this graph earlier today. It looks like, see, I told you, crack spread. It's all about economics. All right. Look at the divergence here. Oil was going up, gasoline broke, and then an hour later, gasoline comes down. It's really all about economics. Whatever story you want to tell yourself, whatever story you think the media is telling you, it's all nonsense. It's really about once the crack spread goes, there's less of an incentive to buy oil to produce gasoline. Okay, that once this gasoline comes down, crack spread narrows, boom, oil goes with it. Okay, front ran it by about an hour. All right, so we've been talking about this for weeks. We may see a retracement. We may not. If there is a retracement, I'm shorting this at 121 oil. I'll probably use put spreads. But when that time comes, I'll let you guys know. Yield curve, 10-year minus 2-year off its highs. TIP, TLT is coming down, which implies that I think that the market is not, at least for now, it's saying that 3.5% is going to be the high for the 10-year treasury rate. All right. All right. The 10-year made a high at 3.5. Oh, what's going on here? Oh. All right. Yeah, it's showing that 3.5 is the high for now, for the next 3 to 6 months, perhaps. So maybe the market's inflation expectation is a little bit lower. I think this is going to roar back. Maybe after maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, it's going to come back. But for now, that's the market's expectation. We can tell ourselves stories, but in the end, it's about what the market tells us. We have to follow the market, all right? The market can stay wrong longer than you and I can stay solvent, all right? We always follow what the market tells us. And the market's telling us maybe 3.5 10-year is the local high for the next 3 to 6 months. At least that's the data that we're seeing right now. It's pulling back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There is demand for longer term yield. The dollar also finished up today, much stronger than what I anticipated. So that's why I also entered a put position, scaling in on FXI. I mean, it could still go up a little bit next week. We'll see. But if it does, if it starts going over 33 or so, I'm going to start, scaling in more. Also, this is because copper down, copper and AUD, USD. Oh, that's the final bell. But Australian dollar, they're lie detectors. And they're telling me this move in FXI is probably not able to sustain itself. It's BS. So we call it bluff. We bought some puts for August. If it goes up more, I'll start scaling into some November put spreads as it goes up. If it goes up and IV goes up at the same time, definitely doing spreads. If the IV goes down and it goes up, and then perhaps I might just buy puts outright instead of doing a spread. But if IV keeps going up too, then definitely I want to account for some of that IV crush. All right, so that's the data that I'm looking at right now. That's the closing data. Let's take a look at what the markets did today. It looks like we're up, but we're off the highs. Okay. We'll see what happens. It was quad witching today, so lots of strange price action can happen. I can see us rallying a little bit in the beginning of next week. I don't know why my system keeps doing this right now. I don't know why it's keeping on changing it to percentages. That's not what I want. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's almost flat for the day, really. But I can see it going up just a little bit. If it goes up over 3,800, definitely I'm going to start building those put walls on IWM. Hopefully it will be around here. What? Oh my goodness. What is wrong with TOS today? Why does it keep doing that? Anyway, if it goes up to here, 170s, 180s, definitely building those put walls. QQQ. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. EEM. I still have my put position. It remained unchanged for the day. So that's just a little data update. Again, I think the most important thing, I think what everybody's really looking at is rates and the dollar. Rates, the dollar, inflation expectation. Inflation expectation, TIP over TLT. If this goes up, it means that more people are in demand for inflation protection. So that means the inflation outlook is increasing. If it's going down, it means less inflation, possibly deflation. So this, I think, is telling us that the market thinks 3.5 10-year is the high for the next 3 to 6 months. We shall see. All right, 10-year minus 2-year flattening. It was steepening, but then it went back down for the close of day. I think this needs to sustain itself. This needs to go up in order for financials to go up and the Dow to go up and the rest of the market to come up. I think it needs to steepen. Okay, without this, I think we go back down lower without even a rally, without even a relief rally. I think if this just keeps going down next week, I think it's over. It's going to sell off more. And then the narrative is going to be too hawkish of a Fed and growth getting stifled and an economy contracting, and you're going to hear a lot of CNBC squawkers talking about a recession if this goes down. So that's what I see. So that was just a quick rundown, quick 10 minutes on what I'm looking at the end of the week for next week. Remember, Monday is Juneteenth, Independence Day. So we have a 3-day weekend here in U.S. markets. Hope everybody has a wonderful 3-day weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Turn the screens off and enjoy some time with your family and friends. And we'll be back next week. Next week, we've got our morning session with Toasty. He's going to do breakfast with toast. And then, of course, yours truly, myself, I'll be doing the high noon highlights at the same time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Hope to see you guys then. Have a great weekend.